But yeah, I think this might be the end. This might be the end. Cascade failure. We are well off. It is not a financial thing. We make a lot of money, but piece by piece, the structure becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage. Ultimately, what it comes down to is we had our like, I don't know, 12th studio failure this morning. Yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock.
Tim Pool announced to his fans that he might be quitting Timcast IRL. This came as a surprise with no previous warning, and honestly wasn't something many people would have suspected considering how large his loyal fan base is. He rakes in millions with memberships and super chats. How did this happen? We're going to look at the main root cause which almost led Tim to quit. We'll also look at his audience response which ultimately led him to stay, and also see how his former co-host Adam Crigler saw this impending implosion years ago. Did you know this is actually why the two parted ways? Make sure to stick to the end to watch this video that explains it more clearly. The main issue that Tim's having is managing his employees. As Tim touched on in that clip, he tried making a new studio but it had a technical failure, and couldn't get cameras or computers to work. From what Tim said, it sounds like many of his employees weren't wanting to help. He was able to scale his company in terms of technology, revenue, and equipment, but not find employees who could manage these opportunities. When Tim Pool first started his show with his former co-host Adam Crigler, they were operating on an extremely low budget in Tim's house. Back then, Tim decided to hire a producer. The two had very differing opinions about who should be hired, and this actually ended up ultimately leading to the wedge that led them to split ways. Let's hear what Adam had to say.
Lydia does suck as a producer, and I didn't choose her to be my producer for this show. And you did meet her on Instagram in DMs when she slid into your DMs, which is true, by the way. You know, like, it would have been nice if you actually hired a professional producer, you know, because we had a really good quality show. That would have been nice to have an actual producer, not a nurse from Bumble America somewhere.
This story gets way spicier, and honestly, I don't want to talk about it in this video because I think it would be derailing, but Adam dropped several bombs about why he believes Tim hired Lydia in the first place, and let's just say there's a very huge story there. Anyway, if you'd like to see that, that's covered over here in this video, Adam Crigler versus Tim Pool. To be clear, I'm not actually picking sides. I think that both screwed up in their own ways. That being said, I do believe that Adam was probably correct, at least within this regard. I'm not the only one who thinks that too. Let's just take a look at what Tim's comment section is saying. Over here you have this guy, Dick's enormous. Stop hiring friends and start hiring qualified professionals. We have this guy, Aki Castle 2, who seems to echo a similar thought, saying, why do you have 30 people running a company? You should just have a team of people who are competent that you can trust. Cut out the lazy people, fire them. This guy, McManus, says something similar. He says, fire the lazy turds, fix the technical issues, and keep the show going. We could spend half an hour reading all of these, but I think you get the point. Tim's employees' problems get illustrated, though, even further. If you just go an hour and a half into the show, his co-host comes strutting in with his pajamas.
What is this?
Oh, Ian's here. Welcome, Ian.
Hey, what's up, dude?
He must have just turned in and heard what was going on.
Man.
Were you sleeping the whole time?
Okay.
Dave.
Michael Landau.
Highway to heaven.
You need a microphone, Ian.
My brother's name is Michael, though, so that was
Dave Landau.
Yeah.
Were you asleep?
I was. I thought Hannah Claire and Seamus were going to be here, so I was like, well, I guess it's a full house. I'll take the night off.
Half-ass it.
Dude, I was having a dream that I was playing music with Nick Fuentes, man. This song was like,
on?
hey, do you know who I am? I just woke up, but
Ian's worried he's
it
going
was
to
that
miss out
good.
the last one.
I was dreaming of this song with Fuentes, and he was great.
Yeah.
And then I logged on and I was like, I'm quitting the show. And I'm like, no, we got to just change the format. We got to play music.
For some reason, I
now.
just confused Nick Fuentes with Nicholas Shea.
Fucking jam, dude.
As strange as this may all sound, I think Ian maybe is right, at least to a degree here for a change. Once upon a time, Timcast IRL was essentially a garage band of podcasting. If Tim could scale things down and go back to his roots of low-budget conversations and mix in some jam sessions, I think that he could probably keep the show going. Not that it would necessarily attract more people like Ian seems to imply. I think that the issue is that Tim just needs to scale down. He needs to fire people. He needs to just focus on IRL. It seems he wants to become like a production company or something. That's not really going to happen, I don't think. You need a lot more money for that. So I think he should stick to the basics, give his customers what they're wanting, and keep the show going. But again, scale down. That's what I think. I'm not sure what you think. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Do you think this was all avoidable? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you're interested, go ahead to this top secret link, the one I was mentioning earlier, that explains Tim's fallout with his original co-host Adam. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.